Hi there and welcome to Juicy Celeb Talks. Fox News has been making some bold statements about Kamala Harris, claiming she's poised to wreak havoc on the country if she ever becomes president. They're airing their concerns about her supposed radical policies, suggesting she'll bring chaos to the White House. But is this just another example of Fox News stirring the pot, or is there some truth to their dramatic predictions? The network's reporters seem more animated than ever, painting a picture of an America in flames if Harris takes the highest office. One anchor even described her policies as downright insane. Can you believe it? They argue her views on prisons and policing could turn the nation upside down. But hold on, we're not done yet. We're going to break down these claims and see what's really going on. Is Kamala as radical as they claim, or is Fox News simply sensationalizing the situation? Grab some popcorn, because we're diving deep into this juicy saga. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's start with the so-called radical agenda Fox News attributes to Kamala Harris. They're depicting her as an extreme left-wing progressive, but is this just hot air? First on the list is prison reform. Fox News is losing its mind over Harris's plans to reduce the prison population, shouting from the rooftops that she wants to release criminals early. Can you believe it? Jesse Watters even claims she wants to let death row inmates vote. Talk about stirring the pot. But here's the deal, Harris has been open about wanting to shrink the number of people behind bars. Is that really so crazy? The U.S. does incarcerate more people than any other country, so maybe it's time for a change. Or maybe Fox News is right, and we'll all be running from escaped convicts if Harris gets her way. Who knows? Next, let's talk about the whole defund the police controversy. Fox News is going wild, saying Harris wants to leave us all defenseless in the streets. They're playing clips of her discussing reimagining public safety as if it's some sort of secret code for anarchy. But wait a second, what does reimagining public safety even mean? Is it as scary as Fox News makes it sound, or is it just a fancy way of saying we should try something new? These are the questions we need to ask. And get this, Fox News is losing it over Harris's support for the Green New Deal and some gun control measures. They're throwing around words like radical and extreme like confetti at a New Year's party. But are these policies really that out there, or is Fox News just amping up the drama? Oh, and let's not forget the reparations discussion. Fox News is having a field day with this one, acting like Harris wants to empty everyone's bank accounts. But what's the real story here? Is she actually pushing for reparations, or is she just saying we should talk about it? The way Fox News tells it, you'd think Harris was planning to turn America into some sort of socialist playground overnight. They're painting a picture of total chaos if she ever becomes president, streets on fire, criminals running wild, the whole 9 yards. But here's the million-dollar question, is any of this true? Are Harris's policies really as outrageous as Fox News claims, or are they just normal ideas being blown way out of proportion? Okay, folks, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the wild world of border drama. Fox News is going absolutely bonkers over Kamala Harris's handling of the immigration situation. They're portraying complete chaos at the border, and let me tell you, it's juicier than your favorite reality TV show. So what's the deal with Kamala and the border? Well, according to Fox News, she's been MIA on the job. They're calling her the border czar who never shows up for work. Can you believe it? It's like hiring a party planner who ghosts you on the big day. Fox News isn't holding back. They're saying Kamala has been avoiding tough immigration meetings like they're her ex at a high school reunion. And get this, they're claiming her absence has led to death and destruction everywhere. Talk about dramatic. But wait, it gets even crazier. Fox News is dropping bombshells left and right, saying Kamala's policies would essentially open up the doors and let 10 million immigrants flood the country. It's like they're describing the world's craziest neighborhood kegger, and Kamala is the host who forgot to send out invitations. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is any of this true, or is Fox News just stirring up drama like it's their job? Well, honey, that's the million-dollar question. Here's the tea: the border situation is messier than your friend's love life. It's not just black and white, it's 50 shades of complicated. People are trying to cross for all sorts of reasons, from escaping violence to looking for better opportunities. And let's be real, no matter who's in charge, this isn't an easy issue to solve. But Fox News is acting like Kamala Harris could wave a magic wand and fix everything overnight. They're saying she's been completely ineffective and that she's failing harder than a butter-fingered quarterback. But is that really fair? The word on the street is that there might be more going on than Fox News is letting on. Some folks are saying the border situation isn't quite the dumpster fire Fox News is making it out to be. But don't worry, we'll get to that juicy gossip later. Here's the thing: Fox News is painting Kamala as this villain who's letting the country fall apart. But let's be real for a minute. Is she really cackling in her office while chaos rains down at the border? Or is she just dealing with a very complicated situation that has no easy answers? Let's not forget that Fox News has been known to spice things up from time to time. They're like that friend who always makes every story 10 times more dramatic than it actually is. You know the type. But here's where it gets interesting: some people are whispering that there might be more to Fox News's beef with Kamala than meets the eye. Could there be some behind-the-scenes drama we don't know about? Are they just trying to stir up trouble for political reasons? Fox News is spilling major tea about Kamala Harris's office, and let me tell you, it's hotter than your morning coffee. So what's the big scoop? Well, according to Fox News, Kamala's office is like a revolving door. They're saying her staff turnover rate is through the roof. We're talking 92%. That's right, 92% of her staff have apparently packed their bags and said sayonara to the VP's office. Now, you might be thinking, is that normal? Well, not exactly. Even compared to Trump, who wasn't exactly known for keeping staff around, this is off the charts. Fox News is having a field day with this, saying it's a sign that Kamala's office is more chaotic than a Black Friday sale. But wait, it gets juicier. Fox News isn't just talking about people leaving. They're dishing out some serious dirt on what's going on inside Kamala's office. Let's dive deeper into the portrayal of Kamala Harris by Fox News. It's not just about her policies or her potential as a leader, there's a palpable focus on her as a person, often framed through a critical lens. This kind of scrutiny isn't unique to Harris politicians, especially those in high-profile positions, are often subject to intense media examination. However, the coverage of Harris often veers into personal territory, which can shape public perception in significant ways. For instance, place the emphasis on her so-called toxic work environment. Fox News has highlighted stories from former staffers who described a high-pressure, sometimes harsh workplace atmosphere. These narratives are not unique to Harris. Many political figures have faced similar accusations. The real question is whether these stories are being amplified disproportionately. It's worth considering why such stories gain traction and what they reveal about the media's role in shaping political narratives. Another aspect often discussed is Harris's identity. As the first female vice president and the first of Black and South Asian descent, Harris represents a significant break from the historical norm. This milestone is something to celebrate, but it's also a point of contention for some. The media, including Fox News, sometimes focuses on her identity in ways that can either uplift or undermine her. For example, discussions about her background or her relatability can sometimes veer into the territory of stereotyping or tokenism. In contrast, Harris's supporters argue that she brings a fresh perspective to the table. Her background and experiences provide her with unique insights into issues like social justice, immigration, and healthcare. Her critics, however, often dismiss these contributions, framing her as inexperienced or out of touch. This dichotomy is a reflection of broader societal debates about diversity and representation. How much should a leader's identity factor into their qualifications?
Can a focus on identity overshadow a discussion of policies and capabilities? Fox News's portrayal of Harris isn't just a critique of her policies, it's a reflection of broader political and cultural anxieties. For instance, the narrative of her as a radical or extreme politician taps into fears about the changing social and political landscape in the United States. This framing is effective because it resonates with certain segments of the audience who are wary of rapid change or who have been conditioned to fear progressive policies. But what does it mean to label someone as radical? In Harris's case, this term has been used to describe her stances on issues like criminal justice reform and environmental policies. However, these positions are not necessarily extreme when viewed in a global or historical context. Many of her proposals align with policies that have been successfully implemented in other countries or have been part of progressive platforms for years. The radical label, then, may say more about the current political climate in the U.S. than about Harris herself. Moreover, the media's portrayal of Harris often intersects with gender and racial biases. Female politicians, especially women of color, frequently face double standards. They're scrutinized more harshly for their appearance, communication style, and leadership approach. Harris, like many women in politics, has navigated a minefield of expectations. She's been described as too ambitious, a critique rarely leveled at her male counterparts.
This double standard is pervasive and reflects broader societal attitudes towards women in power. For example, when discussing Harris's work ethic or leadership style, Fox News and other outlets sometimes frame her as overly harsh or demanding. While such traits might be praised as strong leadership in men, they are often used to depict women negatively. This kind of biased language shapes public perception and can undermine a female leader's legitimacy. The discussion of Harris's handling of her duties, particularly regarding immigration, is another contentious area. Fox News has repeatedly criticized her for not visiting the border frequently enough, implying a lack of seriousness about the issue. However, immigration is a complex, multifaceted problem that requires more than just physical presence. The emphasis on her not being on site simplifies a complicated issue into a visual soundbite. It's important to consider the broader context of her actions and the policies she's supported. Similarly, the criticism of her summer plans, such as attending a sorority event, is framed as a neglect of her duties. This critique fails to recognize the importance of outreach and engagement with various communities. It's part of a broader strategy to connect with citizens and address their concerns. The narrative that she is dodging responsibilities doesn't account for the diverse and multifaceted nature of her role as vice president. It's also essential to examine the impact of media narratives on public opinion. Fox News has a significant influence, and its portrayal of Harris can shape the perceptions of millions. This influence raises questions about the responsibilities of media outlets to provide balanced and fair coverage. When the narrative is skewed, it can reinforce stereotypes and deepen political divisions. In contrast, other media outlets may highlight Harris's achievements and contributions, offering a more balanced perspective. They point to her role in promoting significant legislation, such as the COVID-19 relief efforts, which provided essential support during the pandemic. They also emphasize her diplomatic engagements and her advocacy for issues like climate change and healthcare reform. These achievements showcase her capabilities and dedication to her role. The portrayal of Kamala Harris in the media, particularly by Fox News, is a microcosm of broader societal dynamics. It reflects ongoing debates about race, gender, and politics in America. The narratives crafted by different media outlets reveal much about the current state of American discourse. They show how the media can both inform and polarize, offering a lens through which we can understand the complexities of modern politics. As consumers of news, it's crucial to approach these narratives critically. We must recognize the biases and limitations inherent in any single source of information. By seeking out diverse perspectives and engaging in thoughtful discussions, we can better navigate the complex landscape of modern media. This critical engagement helps us form a more nuanced understanding of political figures like Kamala Harris, beyond the simplistic binaries often presented. In conclusion, the media's portrayal of Kamala Harris is not just about her as an individual but about the larger cultural and political forces at play. Fox News's depiction, marked by a focus on her identity and an emphasis on negative aspects, contrasts sharply with other portrayals that highlight her achievements and leadership qualities. This dichotomy reflects broader societal debates about identity, power, and change. As we navigate these narratives, it's important to remain critical and open-minded, recognizing that the truth often lies in the complexities that mainstream narratives fail to capture.